Man,
Yeah.
bloody Suns fan.
Yeah.
The amount of diseases that comes out of his ass, you just don't know it.
I hope it didn't come from there.
Well, everything comes out of Suns fan's ass. That's Suns fan. That is literally his thing.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the serious business. It's game number 2, SG versus Alliance. Alliance, with that 1-game advantage in the best-of-5 grand final, is now 1 victory away. Can SG pull it back? Can they do it? After Alliance seem to be all over him like a hot rash on an
Englishman.
On an Englishman.
I honestly don't know. At the end of that game, when we were talking, Fogged and I, draft-wise, SG seemed like they were trying something new with the kind of reactive style, Dazzle and Omni to TP and react to help the Queen of Pain and OD, who can both play aggressively because they're such a high damage cause.
Yeah.
But they don't have the answer to Pablo's roaming heroes, his Earthshaker, his Clockwork, his rotations, his TPs, being able to set up or save allies just by himself. Saving Jonas in that bot lane with one good Fissure, moving into mid lane and harassing back C4T. Limp winning 1v2 in that lane because Dazzle's leeching experience away from the OD.
Yep.
You're trying to set up all these lanes for success, but it kind of snowballed into failure.
Yeah. So find the win. Find the way to win. Ban the Earthshaker. Oh, wait, no. Earthshaker is actually first picked. We're actually into the draft now, so Ninestalker and IO at least get banned out by SG. Bristle and Viper. So they're taking out the really hard-to-kill heroes that SG might decide to turn to. They grab the Earthshaker for themselves, and the revenge will be the Clockwork. So we've got 2 of our big turn to kind of roaming heroes now up and available.
And now you think about heroes like the Puck for SG, that they'd like to pair up with the Clockwork, whether it goes off lane or safe lane, adding a lot of magic damage and control, but that elusiveness so they can play in and out of team fights and get themselves into those dangerous areas, but also escape after finding kills. Drow Ranger is another one, but that likely won't come until the second phase. But obviously there's that one hero that we love to see from Tavo, is the Enigma. We've seen it first phase. It has come out.
Yeah.
But when you're against Alliance, when you're against an Earthshaker, when you know that the tempo set by Alliance is so damn high, and Enigma does need that time. Arcane Boots, Soul Ring, Hand of Midas, then into the Blink and the BKB. You need team fights to come to you. And sure enough, Alliance do that, but you also need heroes that can continually team fight and turn things around. And Disruptor, sure enough, we'll be able to do that. Two Vision heroes there. Rocket Flare pairs up nicely with a Glimpse, and they've got some great team fight.
Sometimes it does feel like the 2 of them work against each other, like Clockwork jumps in, but Disruptor is more of the counter-initiate, like you drag him back. But it also can work well if you can glimpse in the exact spot. Clockwork can just wait with open arms. Looks like Alliance is going to stick with what they did previously. So the Earthshaker, fantastic controller, great roam potential, and we're going to see the Nature's Prophet. Always that +1 when it comes to a fight. He's the one that, well, you have a dinner party and you know you've got just enough seats at the house, and the Nature's Prophet turns up. Nature's Prophet. Party crashes.
Then you got to get out your good China.
For a Nature's Prophet?
For a Nature's
I'm sorry. Prophet brings his own.
Oh, does he? Oh, well, he puts the food on the little treants.
Yep.
So the treants are his seats,
the treants are his servants. They're like, be our tree, made of real manila bean. I don't know. Shut up.
Fair enough, Toby.
I literally just have to look away from Gareth just because I know the look
the glare.
The look of
derision.
Derision is the good word. I like it. I'll use your vocabulary.
Of course.
I am the crappiest play-by-play vocabulary person in Dota 2. Even OD Pixel knows more than me. LD is literally an encyclopedia. And Cap says words which, well, Google doesn't even know. That's why he's on panel.
Toby's just going in.
Am I?
I don't know.
Well, I start with the self-abuse.
That's true. Self-deprecating humor.
Yes.
And then you flame everyone else.
I didn't flame anybody.
Of course not.
Said Odie knows more than me. LD is a wonderful person. He's so deep, man. He adds pages to the encyclopedia.
Is that deep with 2 E's or
no,
3 or 4 E's?
He uses 4.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, 2 E's is not enough for how deep LD is. Deep. How deep is your deep? Oh no, that doesn't work.
It really doesn't.
Yeah, you need to have an L in the front of that. That doesn't work at all. Okay, just, yeah.
We'll move on. Huskar banned by SG, something that Alliance have pulled out here and there.
Yeah,
and there's the Tavo Enigma removed as well.
Could you actually imagine what would happen if you put in the Huskar as well as the Oracle? He just stood his ground. Most of your damage right now is coming from magical sources. You don't have a lot of physical up your sleeve just yet.
Also the fact that he doesn't care about cogs. Glimpse is just going to drag him into the middle of a fight where he wants to be. It would have been a great hero.
Should switch chat.
Is it just cringe?
No, not yet. We'll get there.
It'll come.
We'll definitely get there.
It'll come. Oh.
Okay. So Batrider pickup.
There's so much catch. This is SG saying, right, our reactive style didn't work.
They're picking up a Batrider while Nyx Assassin is also still in the pool. I suppose you can do it because the Lions have already filled the role. Like, unless you run like a 5-position Earthshaker, which isn't going to happen. The offlane is already Nature's Prophet, so there's no quick and easy counter to the Batrider apart from Puck. Dreamcall control, he can't just run away from the situation.
They could still have a Vengeful Spirit, potentially, or even the Oracle that you mentioned could come in here to be able to save people from the lasso. But
yeah. They'll be lacking so much physical damage, however, if they did that.
But yeah, SG completely changing the rulebook here, going from reactive game 1 to proactive game 2. You know, the amount of catch and kill they have.
Yep.
Sure enough, lacking a little bit in the damage front right now, but that can be alleviated with their core heroes for their 1 and 2 roles.
My assumption was SG walked off the stage after game 1 and was like, guys, don't think we can play Alliance-style Dota. How do we get around this? Let's play SG-style Dota. How about we have really good, quick fighters, really good scaling heroes that can still fight in the early into mid-game.
Let's brawl.
Templar Assassin feels that. Yeah, brawl it up, fight it up. You've got a lot of team fight control out from SG already, and it's up to Alliance if they really want to get involved in this. And they got a lot of disengage. Especially now with the Vengeful Spirit as a good counter to the Batrider. We saw the swaps and the Bristleback in the last game at the critical moments.
That was so sick.
Yeah, I wish I actually could have heard you guys lose your crap, but out the back we kind of lost ours. I was sitting out there with the local casters, and we were just like, it was great, it was fantastic, it was amazing.
It really was amazing.
Ooh. So drop an octave.
I mean, it just happens. I have no control over the range of my voice at this moment in time.
You know there's actually other times when men do not have control of their voice. When they find a lady or a gent, whatever swings your boat.
Swings your boat. That's a Tobyism. That's a Tobyism. I'm adding that one to my notebook.
When you find somebody you like, your voice will actually intentionally drop an octave, and you don't do it yourself. It will just naturally happen, and it's because you want to seem more manly and attractive. Tip.
I have more testosterone than that other man. Okay.
I was just looking at Dota.
Toby is in love with the game.
CK is going to be the ban out. That would just be way too much for SG to deal with. An easy way to break every single refraction charge in the TA. A good way to set up with the Batrider. Just really all-round good hero that Alliance could have turned to and maybe take a page out of Spirit's book, because they were the ones who were kind of showcasing that during the playoffs.
So one role here for SG. They ran Luna in the previous series against Team Spirit in their final game, and that would be pretty decent here with the Bat Disruptor. But instead they go for the Sven Bannon. Whoa!
Yeah.
Slog.
They actually did their huddle before they even did their final ban. They knew exactly what they want, they knew exactly what they're up against, and they have gone for aggression of their own and one of the older counters to the Batrider.
Yeah, very good laning. Once you get level 3 on Slark, you know, you do need to give him a little bit of leeway against the Bat, but once you get to the level 3, you can 1v1 the Batrider quite nicely, and that frees up then your Vengeance Earthshaker to make more smoke plays. But Bloodseeker for SG.
Ooh,
now, speaking of counters, Bloodseeker's very good against the Slark.
Yep. I'm wondering if Alliance is still as comfortable with their quick picks at the very end.
Toby, you know what we have here?
What is that stunned mullet look from you?
Bloodseeker ruptures someone, and then you blink lasso, and you force staff, and then you glimpse, and then they die, because Rupture is going to be destroying people with all of these displacement abilities.
That's such a dick move.
The only thing we're missing is Tusk with a kick. That is the one hero we're missing here.
That is true.
But apart from that, it all sets up really nicely. Great laning heroes from SG, great brawling heroes that we wanted to see. And the lanes look pretty decent. Whether or not they can stem the flow against Alliance's 5-man and hold out for long enough is yet to be seen.
Yeah, it's that 5-man, like, it's not even that scary because it's not going to push high ground against you. It's really great for initiation because you do have the instant stun and you've got the counters to the Batrider early on. So there is a lot of pressure on the Bloodseeker. The early mid lane Templar Assassin, another critical thing. Unless there's intimidation coming from the side of SG, I don't know if Alliance will even feel the need to run away or do anything but stand still when they get ruptured. So I kind of have some question marks about if SG can be aggressive enough to destroy Alliance with this final pick Bloodseeker, but it's SG. They should be able to be aggressive enough.
I mean, you look at the lanes, right? TA against Puck, TA favored. Bloodseeker's going to have a decent time in a safe lane. They've got the Batrider who can just dip back into the jungle and not really care too much, contest stacks and pulls. Every lane for SG looks reasonably good. Maybe the Batrider will struggle against the Slark, but they've got heroes to move down and help, like the Bat plus Clock. In fact, Bat plus Clock is a combo that goes back to Southeast Asia from 2 years ago when we saw... Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
We used to
give me the history lesson, Gareth.
We used to see aggressive dual lanes where the Clockwork buys boots, runs to the opponent, cogs them, and Batrider sits there and just like, Firefly and Napalm, I'm going to destroy you.
No way to escape. Makes sense.
I believe that was WG when they first started playing. They started running these wonky lanes and fun little matchups.
I'm sorry, I don't remember dead teams. Wait, WG still
RIP.
They finally going to slow him down. 4 napalm stacks. VS is moving over, but so is Era. Looking for not really an opening as such. He could go for the lasso, which he'll be able to get now over on Tavo. Hanskin holds the magic missile. Fish is already being committed, but Tavo losing a lot of life. Sticky napalms are backing up, but Lim, he throws the orb up high, forcing Tavo to go down low through the trees. They've missed him. He's still running down, munching on a tango with the boots. He's got the high movement speed. Manta Ray, ahoy! Keep on running. They're stuck in the trees. The orb will fly. He's forced down south again. They're herding the fish swarm. And man, Steve Irwin has been avenged.
But Toby, how many runes did SG get? Oh, I thought they'd get 4 there. Clockwork, King RD, he bails out at the last second. Doesn't want to give his life for the bounty.
Nature's Prophet's going for the top one. He won't make it in time, however. As Disruptor's already here. Hanskin, Unison Farm, sorry. Already actually having boots, so he can move pretty fast to harass C4T down. Not too much. But a lot of consumables already being burnt. That's 1 clarity and 1 tango charge left on the Disruptor. Obviously, the Batrider went for boots first. Did munch on 1 tango. Wasn't too much.
And they will run that dual lane in the off lane. If they can get themselves to level 2, they do need the cogs. They do need Firefly. I think more importantly is that Batrider level 2, the Firefly to get the damage in.
is doing so much work. There's refraction charges for Templar Assassin. She's only now just using it, almost wanting to take the damage, so the salve has more of a reason in the mid. For a moment I thought she was just running side blades early on and was trying to do some damage, but it was definitely not the case. And Lim's making the most. Every time he knows that that refraction charge is down, he's pumping damage into the TA, trying to make her burn all of her consumables, knowing that his bottle's going to come a lot faster than the Templar Assassins.
Yeah, refraction level 1, looking to secure those last hits. Side Blades gives you so much more harass power, and Limp is abusing this fact really, really well. Like you say, just plinking away at the refractions and burning through the regen of the TA.
Be careful of Meld. It works on Denies as well. Not Meld, Side Blades. Other thing.
Yeah, Side Blades is the ability that wins you this lane as the Templar Assassin. Yep. Limp has got himself a good chunk of CS though, and with another full wave coming in towards his tower, should be able to get a lot of that gold as well.
But he does have the bottle. If he's able to secure the 2-minute rune, then he can send that courier back. But a little bit more difficult when he's still contesting for the CS. What vision they got? They've got vision on the bottom room where the Clockwork's moving over, so King RD just rotating up a little bit more, allows Pablo to play around. He just stole the bounty rune. Haste rune will go the way of the Templar Assassin on the top river.
Not much you can really do with it.
Look at the lasso. Now going on Tavo, able to hit the stun. Of course, they are fighting through the Firefly era, hoping his stick charges will be enough. Fisher will connect. They need a little bit more damage, but they cannot continue through the Firefly area. So Pablo moves further north, and Tavo starts very, very smartly TPing out. These trees just seem to be his thing.
Does very well to get away there. Close, though. Alliance nearly had him, but they are kind of stopping this aggression, making sure that the Clockwork, who's got caught or what?
Well, yeah, he's in trouble. Wave of Terror is going to connect negative armor, but taunts his way back past the Tier 1 tower, able to soak up all that experience, which is kind of what the Bat Rider wants. Or the Manta Rider, I should say. It ain't a bat, it's a Manta.
It is.
Manta Ray.
It is a Manta Ray, Toby. It's a beautiful beast. Could you say it for me, Toby?
No.
Please, Toby.
I know you're baiting me in for it, and I'm not going to do it.
It's a gorgeous beast.
I wasn't thinking that.
It's a beautiful animal.
I was actually thinking the Dead Parrot sketch, but okay.
I want you to say crikey.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I already gave a Steve Irwin line.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Did I miss it?
Yeah. Listen to your other caster, bro.
Bollocks.
Mid lane. The Earthshaker's going to miss his target, so will the Clockwork. So a lot of rotations coming out from Pablo as well as King RD with not a lot to really show for it. You can see Era hoping to get in around the back line and attack into Tavo. He was a very easy pounce. He's got 7 stick charges if he wants to get that Dark Pact damage out as well. Doesn't really happen. Now locked inside the wall, the Fish doesn't really cut him off. In fact, it's Tavo who believes he's got the upper hand, and he does. With the help of C4T arriving.
Mid lane, TA in trouble.
Earthshaker's TPing, trying to help out as quickly as they possibly can. Templar Assassin refraction charges are gone, and Alliance are able to kill off the Templar Assassin.
And they strike back with a vengeance, limp with that DD. So much damage, and Templar Assassin caught there under the Tier 1, trying to get the harassment in as that creep wave, like we said, with the side blades coming off denies, and
there's your leash again. Magic missile stun. This time he's too far away from the tree, so Bat Rider won't survive. And his friends were also too far out. You'll lock in the Vengeful Spirit. Pablo, I'm not sure if he can actually make enough space. He's moving in, but he's short of the mana for the Fisher, even with the 5 stick charges. He doesn't want to burn him, and didn't believe he was going to be able to save him anyway.
There is someone who's been very quiet this game so far, though. The Bloodseeker up on top lane has been quietly farming away, has got himself treads, PMS, and with the Nature's Prophet making a couple of rotations and obviously farming jungle a fair amount, Yunasum Fan doesn't really lane too well against the Bloodseeker, thanks to his amazing ability to heal off last hits.
Yeah, but that's why they just go for the trade-off, right? Like, they're trying to influence the bottom lane more. This is becoming really problematic just because of the influence you've had from Tavo. He's done so much work on this bottom lane. Now Era turns around, there's a lot of heroes, and she pounces forward, gets the leash, but it's over on C4T. He'll put the wall down, but here comes your help. The Wave of Terror, the armor is gone, Magic Missile control is there. Sprout. And Unison Farm, oh, he got him! He actually caught out King RD back next to the tower, and Era moves forward, doesn't get the kill with the Dark Pact. It will go to Unison Farm.
Beautiful from Alliance, the 3-man Fisher trapping Clockwork on one side and the 2 targets that they could kill on the other, allowing the Slark to dish out the damage. And then Jonas, we talk so often about Nature's Prophet making up the numbers and coming into these fights to be able to have that extra body in there. But this time he comes in at the end, finds the final Sprout, a couple of punches, and make sure they get the +1 at the end.
Yeah, this is big for Alliance. They know they're losing out with the Bloodseeker lane. They need to make everything else work. They need to create space for Slark, who's been very underfarmed. Era only able to find 20 CS, actually being out CS'd by the Bat Rider. Of course, a lot of that can still be put into the jungle. Oh, Dream Coil. They're trying to catch him. They need more damage to actually kill him once the Dream Coil snaps on the back of the TP, but it will not be enough. But a good early Tier 1 tower to be claimed by SG, under 7 minutes in order to do it.
intelligent play to TP out there. There was the potential for that Sprout to push him and snap the coil, but it wasn't perfectly placed from Limp, and it's difficult to judge when you're going in like that. You just want to be able to catch them, take them down. But he returns to his lane as Pablo was able to leech a little bit of experience, get a couple of CS there as well. He's got himself a smoke. I wonder if he's going to go make a play somewhere.
Well, he's here with Limp, but Limp isn't ready to fight yet. He still wants to keep farming up the mid lane. The smoke play actually comes out from SG. King RD as well as 40 are going to team up together. Maybe a good influence that this is happening is the fact that it's just C4T defending the top tier 1 tower, dragging the creep wave back out again. Yeah, they know something is up. Tavo goes into Firefly, but it's the rotations from Alliance. They're trying to pre-predict this. They fissure up on the top lane with the leash forward. They go to C4T. The Glimpse will pull him back over again, but Pablo, the damage is not enough. He can't get through the other side of the wall. Now they have to hunt into the tree lines. Nature's Prophet will come to help out. Unison Farm cuts down the trees. Greenpeace not his friend. So a kill onto the Disruptor. Tier 1 tower to follow. And Era just trying to get the hell out of that bottom lane and away from Bloodseeker.
Yeah, definitely. Away from Bloodseeker as quickly as you possibly can. They would have loved to find the TA who was farming just further to the east over in the jungle. Maybe catch a bigger target, finding the Disruptor, getting a tier 1. Pretty decent, regardless. Dodge out from all of this aggression. And you do wonder, you know, King RD, Tavo, these heroes, that they would love to win the lanes and they were aiming for so much early aggression, have been halted by Alliance's moves and pressure so far. But they're able to step back now, have a little bit of calm before the real storm comes in, and HFN farming through some Ancients.
Yeah, and that's a big thing for him as well. He needs to be able to scale up just as quickly as the Bloodseeker does. And you can see him now. He cracks the top 2 net worth. In fact, he takes the #1 with this farm away from the Bloodseeker. This is danger zone, I feel, for Alliance. Like, you're claiming, what? You've claimed 1 tier 1 tower. You're 7 for 1 on the board. But your kills are on Disruptor. It's, okay, great. It's on Batrider. Okay, Templar Assassin's probably a bigger one out of all of it. But you're not restricting the Bloodseeker. He is going to be your really big problem. And he will be able to defend high ground. So for all these other towers you take, you get money. But what do you transition this into? What is going to be your item and the way you run your heroes against this Bloodseeker that will allow you to kill him?
Yeah, you need your blinks. You need your blink Earthshake, you need your blink Puck. But I think this Slark is so desperate to get something under his belt. You know, a couple of kills here and there, a bit of free farm, and maybe Tava will be one of those kills that they look
Prophet.
for.
He knows there's no reason to sprout at the moment because it's just going to reveal him. But now Magic Missile, Tavo in issues. The Firefly wears off, and Era finally gets what he wants, 215 gold, as well as the kill on the Batrider.
3-0-4 now on this Slark. Gets another kill into the spree.
Oh, this is good. This is really good. If they can hold him here, Unison Farm is just everywhere. Back in towards the mid, looking for the Templar Assassin. Does somebody bring reveal? She's running out. The Cogs trapping her in. They try and break her free, but Unison Farm able to reach just far enough with the attack to get the kill. Puck is the trade-off. After you had 4DR rotate in and burn the Rupture, nothing Puck could do about it.
That trade is really important as well. Puck, because this Puck is getting closer and closer to that Blink Dagger. Doesn't have the same ability to clear, you know, big ancient stacks or anything like that as the TA does. And they need that Puck Blink to have the momentum to be able to start running into SG, to be looking for these big team fights. So 4DR there, getting that kill and rotating in.
Hook shots up this time. He's actually able to properly jump onto Era if they want to get that big quick control. When the Mel Strike connects, Era drops down low, goes inside the Shadow Dance, gets far enough away from the Cogs. Hook shot misses the target. Era TPing out in exactly the same place Tavo did previously. And he'll go all the way home.
They do spot out Hanskin, go across and place a sentry down right next to the observer wall that was down there earlier. A little bit of info there for SG to work with. I do wonder though, Bloodseeker, what's he buying? Your Scepter is the aim here, it looks like.
It's fight time.
While.
It's fight time. Tavo really wants to go for Limp. He'll go for the lasso. What he doesn't realize is the fact that Hanskin and Pablo coming right up through the rear. They'll get their stun off. It's the big one. It's the Bloodseeker. Dream Call holds him in position. Echo Slam. Make sure there's no quick rebuttal. Tavo does manage to still get the kill on the Puck before Firefly will wear off and everyone's TPing up. They're trying to actually cancel his TP by TPing over to the shrine area, crossing the river with TPs to catch the Batrider, but he's already gone.
Era bot lane looking for the TA. Dark Pact good against Refraction, but HFN can just walk it off for now. There's no reveal over on the Slarkroyd, so if she melds.
This is good for HFN. Double damage room from the bottom river. Now, you've already been having time of your life farming up. There's a double stack for Ancients for him. Tavo saying hello as well. Maybe he wants to leech a little bit of the experience, or maybe not.
Tavo going into the drums build after Tranquils. Again, that just plays into this 5-man, this SG Esports death ball. Once the TA finishes off that Blink Dagger, which is now 30 gold away. She's actually very, very close to it.
So we get both at the same time, both the Puck and the TA.
The next fight is going to be huge. Like, you look at the kill score, 10-3. Alliance, you know, by that metric, look like they're ahead, but SG have so much more map control. They have so many more, you know, counters to the heroes that Alliance
They
has.
have net worth as well as experience advantage. 700 only, though, for the net worth and 500 for the experience. But it does show that kills are deceiving. Especially when a lot of the momentum, the net worth, is on the two big cores, the Templar Assassin and the Bloodseeker. They're going to make very good use of it.
Oh yeah, this Bloodseeker just switches away from the Euls and into the SNY. The Eul Scepter build we've not seen in quite some time, I feel. It used to be relatively popular when Bloodseeker had his first foray into the competitive scene, which was an interesting time. But it was basically Euls into Bloodright, and you would almost guaranteed get that silence, get the damage into people, which is very, very good against heroes.
But now we're back to the Choo-Choo train Bloodseeker, high-speed maglev train Bloodseeker. And he's thinking about top lane. Unison Farm is probably well, it definitely is the closest. Bloodright comes, and the warning is out. A lot of trees to farm up. Wrath of Nature doesn't really dissuade them, but while this is going on, Roshan has started out. Puck, well, he's going to get hook-shotted in. King RD finds the right target. Limp has to Dream Call, make something out of this situation. Support is coming in. In fact, it was Alliance bringing in Era and Pablo. But thanks to their, well, okay, thanks to absolutely nothing, they'll come up and pick up the 14-minute bounty rune. But they're underneath the Orbs and Sentry. Easy to scout out because Era can just ping out when his ulti wears off.
They do stop Roshan, but losing Limp again on this Puck is starting to become a bit of a disaster. A Blink Dagger was purchased and nothing has come of it just yet.
Well, the bright side for Limp is the fact that Limp doesn't go backwards on net worth, but now into the middle lane, Pablo, as well as Hanskin, need a little bit of extra help. There's your Echo Slam, the stun follow-up. Pablo doesn't really have enough to do it. In fact, they've already lost the VS, but it's back inside the river. Disruptor, as well as Batrider fall. The cost will be, once again, Limp dead. Era is hiding just to regenerate for the moment. It's a 2-for-2 trade-off. There's both of the teamfight controllers down from SG, as well as Alliance.
But they're still killing off this Puck over and over again. And it's not just about Puck dying and losing out on net worth and farming, but the Puck shoves waves, the Puck is the initiator here from Alliance, and the Puck is the tempo controller. You need Limp alive to be able to fight, to be able to find these initiations.
You know, and until Pablo gets his Blink Dagger, then you're able to switch it, right?
Yeah.
The Puck can then play the more of the back line, not have to be that jump-in starter. Pablo has still been getting some decent Echo Slams off and causing issues for SG, but it's normally on the hero that SG are using as, like, distraction. Nice blink. That was kind of going to happen anyway.
You desperately need these Euls on the Puck. Limp will try and get something done up at top lane. SG just have such a firm grasp on this game. They can't really look to kill Era down and bot, though. Rotate back in towards mid for the Bloodseeker.
Man, Bloodseeker just uncontested takes the tier 1 tower. Nothing stops him.
Absolutely nothing.
Especially when somebody may be a little bit lower, he gets blood raged up by himself. Now, a little bit of trouble. Lasso is out, pulling him back, and with the control, Limp's in trouble, and another time, Puck will fall. This is now 5 deaths for the Puck. Bloodseeker finds the Rupture. Unison Farm just TP straight back out again. It's the best way to deal with the Bloodseeker is just to TP scroll out.
Really great body blocks from his tree, and it's allowing him to TP out there as well from Jonas. But the Bloodseeker showing mid, you mentioned it, he's uncontested there. But he's uncontested because Alliance feel there are heroes behind him. They feel there's a Clockwork or a Disruptor or a Batrider ready to strike, ready to counter-initiate if they do jump onto the Bloodseeker.
There they go. They got the leash up on top lane. They needed something like this again, Alliance. Tavo will fall. Era will now claim his 5th kill for no deaths. 5 assists as well to his name.
That Bloodseeker mid is why Limp dies top, because he feels relatively safe up on the top lane, assuming that there are heroes sitting behind the Bloodseeker. But they move so swiftly from lane to lane to SG Esports that all of a sudden they're there, they're ganking. And it's not really core heroes ganking, it's just the 2 supports. It's Clockwork Disruptor, it's Batrider Disruptor. They're able to jump in and find so much control and damage onto these Alliance heroes that they don't have any time to react.
And that's why Alliance tries to continue to farm up. Pablo waiting behind, still doesn't have the Blink Dagger, but has Fissure, and just with the control of Era, they may feel confident enough, but Observer and Sentry, that hook shot had almost connected onto Pablo, but it's the Desolator being brought to the front lines, and it's a sacrificial Hanskin. He's going to take the bounty rune at least from them and make them work in the tree lines. Rupture is out, Pablo starts his TP, Fissure makes it difficult to get in close, and that's exactly what they get. They get straight out, buy time for the puck to damage into the mid-tier 1 tower. And then Orb jaunt away to safety, and Prophet starts his split push as well into the tier 1 tower and bottom after forcing the TPs of SG into mid lane.
That mid tier 1 is not in deny range. I thought for a second Limp would be very sad at not being able to finish off the tower because he's so very, very close. But Roshan is being started here by SG with a Deso on HFN along with a Blink Dagger.
Orb's going to scout it. They understand that Roshan's pretty low when the Mel Strike connects. Now it's up to Limp. How deep do you want to go in on this one? He jumps in. The Dream calls out. Limp's inside the pit. Has a phase shift. The Storm is down, however. Silencing up Limp. He cannot get back out again. Aegis Immortal and the kill both go the way of SG. And into the hands of the Templar Assassin. They really needed a little bit more. They needed to have that Blink Dagger on the Earthshaker, but he was just short of it, only now being able to purchase it because of the kills in the tower on the bottom lane.
Flock is hunting though. Era with his freshly purchased Shadow Blade wants in on C4T, and they'll TP on Jonas as well.
That's one way to find a good kill. You feel the pressure isn't coming anymore. You beat into towers. SG's revealing themselves in the mid lane. Trying to find that kill onto the tier 2 tower there. With a Desolator and an Aegis Immortal to back you up, of course you're going to go for it. And now they're TPing out towards the shrine. That's the Slark. She said Shadow Blade in hand, looking for an opening, and you'll find the Templar Assassin. 4DR completes his TP out, and they're just a little too late to cancel it.
So we go back into the jungle then. They'll be able to farm up. SG have no lanes over on their side of the river. They know exactly where Alliance are. They've all just reacted to their movement mid, so there's 4 heroes around there. They know Limp is significantly behind in terms of net worth. Only now moving towards that Yule Scepter with a Staff of Wizardry and 1,000 gold saved up. So there's no real threat from the puck at this moment in time because you know how quickly you can kill it off. And they'll be preparing themselves for some kind of smoke play here as Tavo has the Blink Dagger. Or maybe not a smoke, maybe they just go and run towards another tier 2.
Yeah, Firefly's worn off. They found a double damage rune in bottom river. There's also a Crystallis coming out in the Courier, I believe, for the Templar Assassin. So the damage output is massively rising for this TA, as she's just shy of 12,000 net worth. 3K in front of the Nature's Prophet, who's the highest in Alliance.
Alliance, they've just got to try and split this one out. They've got 2 lanes moving across. One of them is knocking on the door of the tier 3 bottom lane, which will have to be addressed by SG once the tier 2 falls.
Yeah, Limp keeps the pressure up. Orbs in, Jaunt, take out the creep wave as quick as you can. Anything which gets SG to come home. There's a catapult hitting that tier 3 tower. SG haven't come fully home. In fact, they sent the Bloodseeker towards the top lane. Lasso, well, you will find that one target. Shrine is a beautiful thing to TP to. Hanskin, very little chance of survival here. He's already going to get glimpsed, burnt out the Firefly. But the pressure to the tier 3 tower at least force some kind of rotation. And this allows Era to feel confident to attack.
And
Sentry was down. Era got scattered out for a moment. He pinged out the fact they have a ward or a sentry there.
No aggressive play from Alliance top though. Two heroes show. Whoa, hello.
Delete. Even skip the control ult. Yeah, hook shot top lane. They're now going to go in. Era getting trapped in. He'll have to pounce and shadow dance away. Feeling very, very defensive after being hook shot, and rightly so. They get images of that double damage Templar Assassin poking around.
I mean, TA lurked there for a long time. Still pushing mid-wave, Then she leaves for a second and a half, 2 seconds as two heroes show top, two show bot from SG. And Limp again gets baited into this situation where I'm safe, I can farm here.
Hanskin's dead.
Everything's fine.
Sentry ward, he'll see him at least, gets the magic missile off, actually saves Hanskin's life. He's got a little bit of... Nothing. I'll say he's got a little bit of hope. But hope did not exist. SG now cracking about 14k in the net worth for the Templar Assassin. She's not even like putting that Crystallis into anything else just yet. She's going to go for the BKB build.
Only a 4k net worth lead overall for them, but Jonas might increase this as he sprouts himself.
Oh, he was TPing in. You just want a little bit of farm, but into the waiting hands of the Templar Assassin. Lasso is down. That may be a little bit of overcommitment, but the Storm is perfect, catching both Limp as well as Era. Era can hide inside of his Shadow Blade. The Dream Call is already worn off, but he's got no real friends to help out with this gank. Templar Assassin knows what she wants. She's coming with the rest of the team. They're going to go mid, and the swap. Well, they pull her in. They have to kill her off, but it's the Aegis Immortal. Hook shot from King RD. He can actually fight them, but they're underneath the shrine. Not the greatest position here for SG. It's good for Alliance if they can only get themselves over the bloody wall. Hero does so by pouncing himself in, but it's still 2 heroes down for Alliance, as SG knocked very hard and deep in the door.
Trading your Aegis there is perfectly fine. You know, it's going to expire soon anyway. It's actually would have expired, 15 seconds after they've used it. So perfectly reasonable for SG to go for a bit of a dive there. Getting a tad aggressive, but
it's fine. It's a lot better with this lineup than it is with like their Enigma lineup in the past, which is probably what's coming to mind when you think about SG diving into tier 4 towers.
They put the fear into Alliance though. They've got to feel that they are being held back so incredibly well by SG. And what moves can they make? Getting across the map now with a smoke to look for some kind of fight, but there's never been a situation where SG are being clumped up as 5 heroes in one place, and the scan is perfect. Spotting out the movement, SG will react by bailing away, hiding behind their tier 2 and re-smoking themselves forward.
They just put an Observe Ward underneath the Sentry of the Dire side. As long as SG come out inside their own jungle, they're going to get rid of not only the Observer Ward, but also their Sentry that Alliance planted. King RD is going to find it. Goodbye Observe Ward, goodbye Aggressive Vision. And Alliance have a very hard time going on a gank when they do not see anything.
Silver lining here is that this Slark is getting a reasonable amount of farm. Silver Edge is up and aiming towards that Eye of Skadi. Like we've seen, Slark can do well against TA and Bloodseeker in fights if these fights are able to draw out. You can trade the life of the puck, fair enough, for the Slark to keep himself alive, but you really do need a big Echo Slam from Pablo in the next battle. He has to land a huge, huge Echo.
That's a pretty tall ask. That's actually a very, very tall ask.
SG have to push high ground eventually.
That they do.
Alliance
but they can always just wait until they get the Blink Lasso or a Glimpse back target. One quick pick off. Templar Assassin as well as Bloodseeker will take care of the rest.
Alliance cutting waves. That's what they've resorted to. Pushing bot. There's the Nature's Prophet and Pablo clears out the top.
Man, doesn't even have to be a full cut. They've got a catapult wave there, beating into the tier 3 tower. So either right now, SG commit to the trade-off, which is a dangerous thing to do against Alliance. They send Disruptor back. That tier 3 tower is taking considerable damage. If they bring it down, then Era has an easy way in. Prophet's got an easy way to pick off the shrines. The Battle Rider's coming in through the rear. So once again, he's trying the same kind of play. Hanskin not falling for it. Both Hanskin and Unison Farm hiding inside the trees. And they want one person to reveal themselves. C4T, it's going to be him. Hanskin's there. They'll get the stun off. Puck will die in the meantime as well. That was up on the top lane, but Era, he wants the tower. Fortification will be burnt. The Bloodseeker's nearby, but it's Tavo chasing down Unison Farm as well as Hanskin. Hanskin starts his TP. Flame Break no longer giving a stun means that TP will complete. And the bottom tier 3 tower is on 16 HP.
1% HP. Get it in there.
You don't even want to deny that. It opens up your shrines.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But at the same time, Nature's Prophet can just send a Treant in and kill it, and then you'll still get the bonus money.
Era does force out the glyph there. He went in pretty deep, forced out the Rupture from Bloodseeker. Shadow Dances to get the tower low, as well as that glyph to come out. But the Treants are coming, like you said, Toby. They're on their way.
This actually feels so stupid.
They're waddlers. They're waddlers, but they'll get there eventually.
You know, the stupid thing is, like SG have such a great gold advantage.
Disruptor
will deny the tower. But at the end of the day, like, pushing high ground is fine, but they seem to be so fearful of what Alliance are going to do to their backline, and you can understand it. Loda was saying it before in the cast we're doing, like, how do you deal with this? You get BTs on heroes, and then you can just come home. Now, everyone's finished up into Treads, Tranquils, or Arcanes. Templar Assassin is probably going to have to buy Boots of Travel so she can come back, defend, and then rejoin the push. But the longer this game goes on, the more Prophet will split push, the more Era might be able to find pickoff after pickoff.
Have you seen what Nature's Prophet has in his quick buy, Toby?
Is it going to be...
And you said if the game extends, if they keep on the split push, you know, you've hit the nail on the head.
It's an Aghanims. Here's your jump forward. Pablo commits heavily to bring down the Batrider. Gets glimpsed back the wall. A little bit too late, so they don't actually make the most out of the storm. But with the BKB Bloodseeker, they will find a rebuttal. And, Courier Snipe. Is he actually going to get it? He jumps up. Unison Farm, 2 attacks. He's actually going to kill the Courier as well. Nice positioning. And now I can keep sending the Treants in once more to either creep skip, chip away at the range racks, whatever you want to do. Anything which makes SG have a warning bell sound that says your barracks are under attack. Goodbye, Hanskin. Oh, maybe not. Yule's up. One more attack. Hanskin's still alive. And there we go. He actually keeps the vision through the trees. Nature's Prophet's also on the run. Clockwork Hookshot's going to be off target.
Good attempt.
Smart Four-Star not to sit inside the trees. They're losing shrines. Batrider's actually coming in to stop the Treants from killing off the shrine. And he's going to be too late. Shrine's taken out by Unison Farm. Roshan is beginning from SG. Or ending from SG.
They're very, very quick here. The damage between TA and Bloodseeker gives them the Aegis and the cheese. And this, honestly, for SG, this has to get them something big. They can't delay this game out. Bloodseeker doesn't scale particularly well. Sure, he can defend high ground later on with his great talents on Bloodright and all of that. TA is a pretty monstrous late game carry with Refraction.
Here they come. The Treant's going to push in the bottom lane anyway, so Alliance will be able to gain some momentum. The Slark is attacking up on the top lane while this pressure's on, but in comes your Puck. Double silence, not going for the Dream Call, just keeping the damage off the buildings for the moment. And that means the Tier 2 tower falls on the top. Bit by bit, Alliance seem to be almost happy. Well, not happy, they're going to lose it, but happy to let it just happen this way. There's backdoor regeneration kicking in.
Yo, Blood Rage TA is sickening. Nearly one-shot the Puck there. Cleared through an entire thing of Treants in one hit. So much damage, and that's without crits. Imagine a Blood Rage crit from this Templar Assassin. No one will survive.
I'm still wondering if this is what you really wanted to achieve. Like, you've got Unison Farm who can just TP in and look to take a tower. In fact, that's exactly what he is doing. TP up towards the top, push the creep wave in. He can TP back. You're going to lose your mid-ranks. This is going to happen just because Alliance is not ready to fight. But Alliance are looking for the best possible trade-off. More Tier 3 towers to take damage, potentially a second one to fall. You want to do damage to the bottom racks. Era has a double damage room. Backdoor regeneration is turned off because of those trees in through the top. Well, actually, I thought it was because I thought the creep wave was close enough with the trees attacking it as well, but it's not the case. Era will have to TP home.
It was off, but reset.
Okay.
Unfortunately for Era, he comes in at the wrong time. Gets a few little free hits in there. Into that range barracks.
Okay, so this really does turn into full split push. That's the way Alliance win this. Delay the game out as long as you possibly can.
It has to.
Give Prophet space.
It doesn't feel they can fight head-on with SG right now. We've got BKB on this Bloodseeker, TA.
Should be careful about how many treants you send in, though. Like, Fogs and I did cast a very long game where Aegis continued to just feed trees after trees after trees, and a lot of money came in. That was a very different game, however.
They do add up.
Era.
But 23,000 net worth on the Templar Assassin now. Butterfly fully completed. Swaps out BKB for it. Have the Aegis swap out for that once it's done.
She hits like a truck. Oh, lasso is up. They found a target. It's going to be the Slark. Era wants to break free. Flame Break bouncing around. He can't really continue this fight, not while the Rupture is on him. So Era, they force-staff him to get the kill. That's one way to make sure he does it. Templar Assassin now attacking into the bottom lane. The tier 3 towers being ripped apart. It is going to be the Puck plus the Aegis Prophets. They get the Silence and Sprout. The Templar Assassin's got the distance. Pablo, the leap forward. The leash doesn't latch there from Era. And the Cogs, King RD, perfectly splits it up. And this is when you really see the damage from the Templar Assassin kick in. Almost killing Hanskin with a side blade attack through Unison Farm. The Earthshaker, very much shaken and splintered. The Glimpse, who are you really pulling back here? The Storm is up. You don't control Era anywhere near enough. The Dream Call is out, but it won't matter. SG are happy to stand exactly where they are. Beat down the bottom towers, and this looks like SG are 1 racks away from Megas and potentially just ending this game.
Look at this TA damage. Look at it. Blood Rage TA destroying absolutely everything.
This game's over.
I think it's worth to mention now, HFN, before he joined this team, was a mid player. TA was his signature hero. He moved to SG and started playing heroes like Juggernaut and filled that one role. But coming now into this best of 5, game 2, it was almost over. And they give him his TA.
Yep.
And he performs like this. Smashes mid lane, smashes bot lane, smashes every lane he goes to. Just moves around, kills everyone.
He did have some problems with mid, but as we've kind of always seen, like with the early game, TA and SF, 2 very popular heroes because they could just play the recovery game. The Ancients were not contested at all because when you wanted to contest the Ancients, you were too busy dealing with the Bloodseeker, which you never dealt with in the first place. And this is just one of those moments where you look at it and go, okay, 5th pick kind of boned us. That's not a good thing for Alliance. They'll reset, look for the next game. Their draft was a little bit more obvious just because it was very similar to what they've run previously. Now probably Alliance's turn for a change.
Yeah, I mean, SG this time around got to play aggressive. They got to play South American Dota. They got to, move King RD and Tavo in an aggressive dual lane. They got the TA up and running as quickly as they could, and then Bloodseeker is an active core.
All right, we're going to wrap it up and come back here in just a second for our 4th game.